Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. It's Sunday. Oh my gosh, I have been enjoying, well, every week for that matter. If you've been around, you know, every week has something to do with yarn. Every day has something to do with yarn. It just does. Sundays, since pretty much the new year, I've kind of dubbed like Start Something Sunday. I was so taken aback. Evidently, there's a trend at the new year that I didn't know about. Something like the first of the month or you know, New Year's, like you have a cast on party. And I say cast on, but I mean crochet, knit, weave. I just use that as a generic term, kind of like Kleenex is a generic term for any, you know, tissue that you might use, regardless of the name brand. So there's this concept of, you know, like casting on like 20, 30 projects. And I was thinking about it and it really took me back. I'm like, what would I start? Especially so many. So I didn't do that. For one, I didn't realize that that was a thing. And the other, that's daunting. That's a lot. If you look around here, I probably have 20 or 30 things if I dug through all my boxes and bins. You know, like this one, we're gonna look more in this one tomorrow, so definitely want to see that. But you know, if I dug through boxes and bins, I'm sure I've got 20 or 30 things I've got in some state of work. Maybe. Well, I probably shouldn't be starting new things. I get that. But you know, I got this yarn. I got this yarn. Oh my gosh. Look how pretty that is. That goes so well. Look at that. So this is the C Cloudpaca. Yeah, it's a KNC stands for knit and crochet, Joann exclusive yarn. You can get it while Joann's still in business. I tell you, I have never been so invested in a company either staying in business or going out of business. I've just been so invested and watching all the news and the stories and everything. I still have hope. I have no idea. I mean, there's just stuff. Anyway, you can still get it if you want it, right? You can still get it. So this is 50 grams. This big ball is 50 grams. It is so light. This is a chain spun yarn and it's 164 yards for that 50 grams. The composition is a luxury yarn, 28% polyamide, which is a nylon, 14% merino wool, superwash merino wool, and 58% baby alpaca. It feels nice and soft. If you're allergic to wool or alpaca, you probably shouldn't play with this. Just gonna throw that out there. But look at these huge balls of yarn. 50 grams. And this is the lavender color. This is the honeydew. I'm loving these. So I got this in the mail. I've been waiting on this. I made this hat. Yeah, this hat is the wildflower hat. It is a free pattern. I did my decreases a little bit different at the top, but you know, I wanted to play with the yarn. I wanted that because I want to make a sweater with this pattern. I do. That hat's like a child's hat. It's not it doesn't quite fit me. It's not long enough down covering the ears, but that's where I'm at. I want to do that. And I'm supposed to finish my husband's sweater first. Okay, I know that. I'm not supposed to start any more sweaters and everything until I finish his. He notices when I grab another sweater. I'm not gonna lie. So, you know, I mean, I picked up the Miranda sweater. It's a decade old. I don't think that counts against me. And then I got called out on the Harvest sweater. That's a cardigan tin can knits pattern. And I've got another one with a Joann boho yarn. Why, it's another mohair thing. And you know, he saw me with those and he's like, hey, what's that? I'm like, I started these a long time ago. Which I did. I really did. I don't remember when, but I did. They're like baby projects, baby whips. They're not like my vintage whips. They're like within this last year or so. I mean, he started his sweater the 31st of August. So I'm not supposed to start any more sweaters until I finish his. But this yarn came in. I'm just saying, it's so pretty. And I have to decide. The whole thing was, I'm making it with this. I'm doing the black in oh, did you see the picture? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Here, I'm just blabbering on. So it's a bloom pullover. This is a paid for pattern. It's $8. The designer is Brianna Mason, and she designed this pattern with this exact yarn. Crazy. So look at that. Gorgeous, color work, beautiful. Yeah, we know. Yeah. I want, yes, it's so pretty. And it's worsted weight yarn, right? And you're like using size 8 needles. And smart people know that if you're using worsted weight yarn and size 8 needles, it knits up faster than like my fingering weight yarn for my husband that I'm using on size 4s. Yeah, and you have a lot less stitches per round. And each row is higher than when you do it with the fingering. I know, it's crazy. The smart people know this. Yeah, I know. So I could get it done quicker. Yeah, there's that. But I have a lot of other things going on. But hey, saving grace, I finished 2 projects this week. I did. Come back tomorrow because you want to see which ones they are. But I finished 2. And I didn't start any new ones. I don't have any other new projects started. That's fair. It's right. I should be able to, guilt-free, 100% guilt-free, I should be able to start another project. I should. And this one starts, because I looked at the pattern, it starts with the black. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. I think I have 8 of those. I don't know. I have a bag. I have a bag of those. It's all the black ones, right? I have a bag. But that's gorgeous, and it's so fluffy. And where did my colors go, right? It's either that, or it's, where'd the green one go? It's that, and it's just, oh, that's so pretty. And it just, look at that. Look how beautiful that, look, that right there just shows stunning. It just does. It's that contrast is stunning. And 100% it was lavender is why I got that and everything. But then that light mint green, and oh, I'm telling you, those mint greens have been getting me. But then with this shirt on, lavender 100%. I was naughty. I was very naughty. So I started working on some stuff and everything, and I was very naughty. And I don't think hubby's gonna be thrilled when he sees this, because he doesn't know, but maybe he'll make coffee while I'm saying this, and he won't catch this part of the video because he watches all my videos, because he's like my favorite. He's my biggest fan. He's amazing. So he gets me ready in the morning, but it's Sunday, so I don't have to go to work. So yeah, he gets me ready in the morning. He makes coffee, he feeds the dogs, and he does his morning things. I do my morning things, right? So while he does that, sometimes he's not right there in front of the TV, or he doesn't actually hear it, but it's on. So maybe he won't notice. I'm gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna be in trouble. Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. Okay, you want to see? You know I started it. You know I did. Oh, I feel so naughty. It's yarn naughty, so it's okay. I feel naughty. I do. I'm just saying, it's the only kind of cheating that's authorized. So I had to. It's so pretty, and I was waiting, and I wasn't sure if my lavender yarn was gonna get in or anything. And I got the black, and I got the beautiful red and everything, and that's gorgeous. But I wanted the lavender, and then the lavender and the green came in. I'm like, oh, look at this. So this is, I started it. Oh my gosh. So here's the collar. Look at that. Look at the collar. Look, and it's folded under, and it's knit together, and it's so squishy. Look how squishy that is. Look at that. Oh my gosh, the squish factor's there. Oh, it's so pretty. And then I did short rows, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what I got on there. It's fluff. It's fine. I did short rows, and look at that. So that's the back. And what that does is it gives that to where the front will just kind of go down a little bit. Yeah, that's what that does. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then here's the front. Just that little bit right there. So yeah, it's like this. So there, the collar goes down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So I did the short rows. I did the German short rows. I'm learning like everyone else. I've done them at other things, and I'm getting better at them. And there's lots of different ways that you can do short rows. And like I said, that's just, I'm doing part of the row, and that's why I've got so much more in the back than I do in the front. So I did that, which is fun and exciting. And right now I'm ready to do the row with color. And it's a matter of pick the color. which color, which gorgeous color. That's where I'm at. So I'm excited with that. And I'm also deciding on like the size, you know, because at this point I can add some more stitches to make a larger size, but I think I'm just gonna go with it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's fine. We've seen me on my gauges and lack thereof. I do gauge somewhat. I counted the stitches here. This was my gauge swatch. This was my gauge swatch. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna use size 8s in the Colorwork and see what it comes up with, and then I'm gonna do the sweater in 8s in Colorwork, and it'll be fine. The pattern says if you are a little tighter, because sometimes you're a little tighter when you're doing Colorwork, you'll do the rest of the pattern and maybe in 9s, you know, or the rest of the pattern in 8s, just the stockinette, and in the Colorwork section you'll do an 9s, you know, going up a size. That'll count for, you know, pulling in on your floats a little bit or something. That'll keep that gauge even. So that is a technique. I've not done that, but that is a technique that a lot of pattern writers will write in there. And it does say that if you don't have an issue with the gauge and they're the same, use the same needle throughout. This was made on size 8s. I think I'm going to keep it with size 8s. Everything I've done so far is maybe 8s. No, I did smaller on the collar. That's right. The knit 2 purl 2 right here, I did smaller on that, and then I increased the needle size. Oh my gosh. So now I'm right here. I'm right here. Oh, I feel so naughty. Hubby didn't know. I was sitting next to him when I was working on it. He was doing some other stuff and he didn't realize, and I just felt so sneaky. I felt the whole part. I'm like a little kid. I'm like, oh, is he gonna see me working on this? Because normally he'll call me out. He will, hey, what are you doing? That's not my sweater. That's that wrong project. Wrong project. What are you doing? You know, so he'll do that. And I'm starting a sweater next to him. I'm like, oh. And I'm just working on it, and and it's black yarn too, you know, so I'm like, just don't look at me. Just don't look at me. Don't call me out. I can get far. I can do it. You know, no, honey, I didn't just start this. This has been on the needles forever. Yeah, like that's gonna fly. Brand new yarn. That's gonna fly. Newly released yarn in the Joann's Yarn Buying Panic. My last order from Joann. I have no more orders coming in. I don't. That is it. That's not to say I won't buy from Joann again. Hello, but I'm pretty stocked up. Yeah, I gotta put that stuff away. Yeah, I can do it. Maybe I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll put some stuff away. I will. I can do that. Okay, come back tomorrow. You'll see some stuff. Yeah, I got my Joann stuff in my downstairs. I've got, this is my yarn room where I do a lot of my, I obviously do my filming and everything. And then the downstairs is, I have a shelf. I don't have like the whole room, but I have it's a big shelf. And I like that space. It's nice, it's clean, it's a lot more organized, but the acoustics is not good. So when I record down there, it's this echoey thing because the room isn't full, whereas this is surrounded by yarn. It's dampening and it has a better sound quality. It's like my own studio. It is a studio, but it's like a studio. And then the lighting's better here. The lighting downstairs is yellow walls and it's not the same. I'd like to be able to do more stuff down there, but it's not set up appropriately to just be pleasing. It's just not, but it's inspiring because it's really organized. You know, I was thinking on organizing some of this, but I don't know. But I'm like, I'm not so sure. And then I've got other stuff that's going on. I mean, we know how that goes. You know, I mean, have you seen this? You know, the yarn goes to the ceiling in here, right? It does. You see? I'm going to go up. Look. It goes to the ceiling. So it goes all the way up. I have some yarn, right? I do. I was talking with Lori from the Armchair Chef. We were chatting about you know, the yarn acquisitions, and let's face it, we are probably in the situation, this is crooked, that neither one of us really need any more yarn, but I don't think it's about need anyway. It's a desire, and I think it's part of us. It's that like the women, the hunter-gatherer, you know, we're the gatherers. I enjoy sourcing out new yarns, hunting new yarns. Finding them on sale, gathering them into my collection, right? Because I could use them, right? I have to get them now while they're available, right? And it's like a dopamine hit. It really is. You can get anything you want, finances, of course, but anything you want at full price, right? We know that, regardless of where you're going, you can almost always find it at full price. But getting that sale that tips you over, and we all have a different price point at what that tip over point is. There's a lot of things that factor into it, but there's such a rush with that. It's probably why even when I'm not purchasing yarn, I'm filling up carts, because there's still a dopamine hit with that, because it's still grabbing and putting in the cart the colors, the quantities, the thought process on what you may or may not do with it, and then looking at it going, holy cow, it's how much, right? And then taking things out and then going back and forth. And I actually, that's a hobby. I really do that. I just have to be careful that hubby doesn't have access to the carts that I fill up, because he'll go behind me and push the button. But he's done that with Arcane Fiberworks. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's pretty amazing, but I have fun with that, not necessarily always getting the yarn into my house, but doing that part definitely works. I've done that, I don't know how many times, with Ice Yarns. Ice Yarns is a huge website, and for a lot of people, it can be really overwhelming. And I guess I can say, a lot of people, well, I've fallen into that category to a certain extent, as in I've not actually pushed the button. Right? I've gone there and I filled up my cart and, looked at the different yarns. And I think what would put me over the edge with theirs is there's some stuff that I think that I like. You don't know until you touch it, right? I think that I like, and the colors are just absolutely amazing. And I filled up my cart and I'm like, okay, but I want this one over here, and this color of that particular yarn isn't in stock. So it's like the stars aren't all lining up, that type of a situation, because their yarns are very inexpensive, but their shipping is expensive. So you have to play mental mind games with your math and everything to make that work. So I haven't done that. And then to make that one work, it would have to be, for my purposes and the way I look at it, and to justify that shipping cost, it would have to be a large order. I don't need another really big order. I've got big orders, especially with all this whole Joanne panic buying and everything. So that's one of the things that's kept me from pushing the button on the Ice Yarns. It's not that I don't like the yarn. I have some. I've had people send me some that they've ordered for different purposes, different reasons and everything. And I've enjoyed the stuff that I've worked with. But you don't know 100% of what you're getting. I mean, that's like anything, because it's online. You're buying 3, 4, 5 skeins of whatever, enough to make a project, because they go in lots like that and it'll tell you how many are in a lot. So it's generally enough to make a project, which is really exciting. But you've not necessarily played with or touched the yarn prior to. And, let's face it, some things on a written description are amazing, but maybe I don't like them, but you do. Or you don't like them and I think they're amazing, that type of thing. So it's up in the air on that. I mean, it's true online shopping. It is 100% online shopping. I'm not saying they're misrepresenting. It's just your idea is soft and my idea is soft are two different things. When you're reading something, it says premium acrylic. What grade premium acrylic are we talking about? Because I don't know about you, but I've touched different things that'll say premium acrylic, and I'm like, I don't want to use that. I don't. It's okay, but I don't want to use that. And other things, I'm like, oh, is that on sale? I want some more of that. That's amazing. But you don't know when it's all labeled premium acrylic or soft, or they'll put the word baby in it. Like baby yarn, baby soft, baby this. And my interpretation of baby is buttery soft, amazing, wonderful. And not everything that's labeled baby yarn would I consider buttery soft, amazing, wonderful, right? But we're all different. And that's whether I'm going into Joann's or Hobby Lobby's or Walmart or Michael's or what have you, local stores that I can touch the yarn, let alone going online where I don't get to touch the yarn. Hobby's the same way. I've actually ordered from Hobby a few times, and I've liked some of the yarn, and some of it is like, it's not what I expected. It wasn't misrepresented. It's just not exactly what I expected. And I know that's the case for others because there was definitely some of the hobby yarns, the like the 65% wool or 35% wool, 65% acrylic blends. And I've seen some other people on YouTube, they bought it, the colors were amazing, they liked the colors, but the feel of the yarn wasn't for them. Pretty sure I would have loved it. Not gonna lie, because the way that it was described and the way they described it, I like the feel of wool. So I'm like, oh, that's a dream, you know? And they're like, yeah, it's too woolly. And I'm like, that sounds amazing. So we're all kind of different as far as that goes, and what we like and what we don't like, and that mystery with the online. So yeah, I get the dopamine hit from filling a cart at Ice Yarns. I just haven't pushed the button yet. 1 year, you know, and I say that 1 year, I'm sure I will. It'll come down to it. I will end up doing it. I have nothing against them at all. I just, you know, it's like, oh, that's going to be a big order. I have a lot of stuff and I'd like to work down some of my stuff. I say that, but we know that's not true. I mean, I would like to work down some of my stuff, but we know, yeah, it's really easy to buy a year's worth of yarn in one like shopping trip. And it takes like a year to work through a year's worth of yarn. It's weird how that works. Right? That yarn math, just that's not mathing. So, you know, it's really easy to collect faster than you can work through, especially when I collect smaller weight yarns. They're economical. Oh my gosh, they are so much more economical if you can work with them. If you like them and you can work with them. And there's no judgment on that, as I'm not a fan of bulky yarn. And a lot of people are like, yeah, but you can get a project done really, really fast with bulky yarn. You're right, you can. You can. You can get something done really fast and it looks amazing. Just not my favorite. And I think other people are the same way with fingering weight. Yeah, you can get finer detail with fingering weight because the stitches are smaller, whether they're knit or crochet. So you can do finer detail, but it takes longer. It's economical because, you know, you have one skein of fingering weight or small weight yarn. It's going to take you longer to work through that than one skein of bulky weight. Okay. So you've got, the way I look at it, you've got more dollar enjoyment per ball. Yeah. Because it's going to take you longer to work through and everything. So you're make sure it's something you enjoy, but the ability to just keep that and everything and work through that, especially with crochet. Oh my gosh. You know, I've done that. You've done that when you're working on crochet stuff and you've got a project, you can crochet through a skein of yarn pretty quick. I did that with the menagerie, getting that one with the Big Twist menagerie. I crocheted one full skein and I knit one full skein, you know, and showed that off. The crochet, so much faster. So much faster. It took me a couple weeks to get the knit one, but the crochet one was like, hey, look, I did a skein of yarn. Holy cow. So yeah, if you can do that and you're comfortable with the smaller yarns, you know, it takes longer to go through that ball. So you have a little bit time management, more enjoyment, but no judgment either way, because I'm not a bulky fan. You know, so if you're not a smaller weight fan, that's totally fine. You know what that means? We can go yarn shopping and we're not competing. That's what that means. We're not competing over the same yarns. So it's not like, I saw it first, it's mine. They only have one skein left. See, that will never happen. See, so we can go shopping together. That's what I'm saying. We could go shopping together and just not cross. We got this. There you go. We're friends. There's enough yarn. Truthfully, you know, on that one, if I were shopping physically with a friend and everything, and there was that one skein of yarn left and we both saw it at the same time and we're like, oh, I have to have it, I'd give it up. I'd 100% give it up. Hello, I have enough. It's okay. So I would definitely let the other person have that one coveted skein of gorgeousness, because I could get sidetracked on something else and forget all about it in 5-10 minutes. It wouldn't bother me. I think that's fair. That's a pretty good description. It's pretty accurate. I'm gonna say it's pretty accurate. I just come in here and it's like I lose track of time in the best way possible. You know, if you're gonna lose track of time doing something, it should be doing something you love. And this is 100% something I love. It always has been. I started crafting when I was 10 years old, and I'm 55 now, so, you know, quite a few years. And it's just been in my blood, in my genes, my DNA, whatever you want to call it. It has always been something that has just, my eyes light up since I was a 10-year-old little girl, always. And I don't see that changing in the least. And even though it's been 45 years since I started making things, I'm still learning. I'm still getting better. I'm still finding new techniques and new ways of perfecting my craft and having fun. What else can you do for that long? You know, not immoral, not illegal, you know what I'm getting at, all these things, and just have a blast with that brings that much joy for that length of time. I'm going to keep crafting. I don't know about you. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.